Hi, this is Ash from Crack Minis. I'm going to be jumping straight in on this one. I'm going to be making some more turnip 28 stuff. And you know what that means? It's time for some sprue goo. I'm going to give you a quick rundown on what sprue goo is while I twist and bend some wire into shape real slow. Okay, so sprue goo is, you know that thing you get on models that holds the models in place? Like you throw it away at the end? Well, I don't throw it away. I chop it up and put it in acetone. That turns it into sprue goo, which is a very gooey substance that dries rock hard. But while it's gooey, you can do lots of weird stuff with it. Like this. You get to slop it all over the model like what I'm doing right now. But you got to be careful and make sure you're always wearing these gloves. Because if you don't wear gloves, you can irritate your skin. You can also damage your nails. And the last thing you want is some weird chemical in the plastic leaching into the cracked skin and making you ill. Because remember, crafting's supposed to be fun. Last thing you want to do is make yourself sick. Once I got done slapping on all that gooey goodness, I ended up with these three weird looking ostrich monsters. I mean, they're pretty cool, but I can improve on that. I am, after all, making cavalry, so these three glorious beasts are going to need some armour. Like I did with the brutes in a previous Turnip 28 video that I did a while back. It's been a while since I've done those actually. I laid on some EVA foam. Sorry about that, my phone went off just as I was about to transition to the next part of what I was saying. Anyway, I laid on the EVA foam just to make life easier when it comes to gluing on the plastic card in a little bit. Remember, you don't have to use plastic card for this bit, you can use anything you like. Oh yeah, I stuck feet on them. Claws, not feet, claws. Stuck claws on them. I couldn't be bothered making them by hand, so I just chopped them off a dinosaur. And stuck them on there all natural like. So now it's time to start gluing on that plastic card. Remember, you can use anything, even like a butter tub or like takeaway food containers, any sort of thin plastic that you can cut into strips and glue on. I tend to go quite big and then just chop away to get it to the size I want. These are obviously addition to my Wickerman army, so they sort of follow the same sort of theme as I used when I made the Wickerman itself in an earlier video. I'll probably link that to the end, so that if you haven't seen it, you can go back and watch it. I was going to do some out of wood for this video, but that would have ended up with me making 12 individual models, including the riders. So that's another 3 unit cavalry plus another 3 riders. And I thought that's going to be a busy video, so I wanted to simplify it just so I could reduce the running time and stuff like that. Just so it wasn't too much for anyone to watch, and that also allows me to make it a separate video just for those riders, which is what I want to do anyway, so I can put more time and effort into just building them the way I want them to look, because I do want them to be a slightly different style. I was thinking more 4-legged, or even I can have more legs, like 6, and have them be some sort of weird wooden-legged centipede monster that someone rides. You know, I'm going to stop myself there just in case I talk myself into a corner. I'll see how it goes. Once all the little metal plates were on me steely ostrich, I need a name for these guys. Okay, I know I'm stuck with the Steely boys for the actual characters themselves, and I was thinking about that because it's quite funny actually. I could call, if I make another Wicker Man and make him out of bits of plastic and stuff like that, I could call him Steely Dan, the Wicker Man. That'd be pretty funny actually. And just have that be my Wicker Man army theme. Just leave a like or a comment if you want me to make that. Bear in mind though, it's going to take me a little while to come up with a decent story for him. So it's going to be for the future. I've got a couple ones that I've got planned out for October. I'm hoping I can get both of them done. I got excited and missed a bit then. Yeah, so I put riders on each of them, and I was like, I was going to build them individually and then put them on top, but then I realised that I couldn't do that because I'd end up making them way too bulky, because they were quite bulky anyway compared to the ostriches. I went a little bit too big with these ones. I got really excited, so I ended up having to bend, snap and shape them into more dynamic poses than what they were originally, just because having them look right was one of like the major things of my Brutes episode, and like I didn't want it to look lazy, like they're all T-post on their mounts, just randomly just rolling around with their arms spread out and their legs spread out and stuff. So because having an idea you think is good is completely different from making that idea reality, and you want them to look dynamic. You know, like it's almost natural for them to be in that position. Okay, so it's time to start painting. I started off with this bone white colour spray. You know, rattle can. It's one of the TT Combat ones. It's actually pretty decent coverage. I hear it's quite good on MDF actually. But it was cheap. It was on deal. Bought it for 4 for 20, and then well, it was 5 at a can, and then that gave me free postage. So yeah, if you see it, buy it. It's actually pretty good. It's a decent spray for base painting. Yeah, I started off with a skin. I got a really dark one. You know what? I was watching my Brutes episode and I completely forgot what colours I used for it. So this time I've taken a picture and I will be including a list at the bottom of the video just in case, so I remember then exactly what I've painted it in, so I don't mess up again like I did this time. Because they do look a little bit different, not massive difference. I found some colour matches for paints that I had, which I've run out of since. But yeah, I'm going to be writing down what I used in every episode from now on. So you check out the comments below and you'll see the paints I've used and the brands. I'm not going to leave links because why would I? But yeah, list at the bottom list in the caption of what paints I used, just in case you're interested or like the look of any of the paints that I have used. Alright, sound. Don't forget to like and subscribe, everyone, for more interesting audio from Ash from Crack Minis. Might as well tell you some story. Alright, so in the previous episode, I told you, in the previous 28 episode when I was making my brutes, I told you that these characters, the Steely boys and the Wicker men, which are the wooden ones, they are sort of like this ostracised race on this planet that I've built, that become nomadic and warlike, tribal, fighting amongst themselves to find a true leader to lead them against the interlopers like the humans and other races that have come to this planet after a great cataclysmic event that's affected everyone. Well, some of these warriors that have been fighting against each other have decided to tame some of the beasts from the planet in order to help aid them in their challenges to become leaders. Now, a lot of these riders are quite large because it takes effort and power to control these wild animals, to bend them to their will. These animals that they're currently riding on are found in the mountainous areas of this planet. They have one short claw for gripping upon the mountain and a long claw for attacking their enemies. These are quite useful for the Steely boys, and they're also incredibly strong, which is why they can hold so much weight, especially from all the steel plates that the Steely boys have clad them in. The riders themselves are normally heavily clad in armour as well. They tend to carry a mixture of different weapons, including clubs, spears, even guns. As I said, the Steely boys are more adaptive to what the humans have brought and are willing to use whatever it takes to get rid of them. Although most of the time they tend to rush straight into battle, they are known to sometimes come around from behind and surprise the enemy. And that's about everything I really need to say. I mean, wasn't really much of a story, more like a description of what they are and what they do. Let's crack on with the paint, I guess. I put a lot of effort into painting these ones. I really messed up when I started. It's because I painted them red and green, but I didn't really think about the red and the green that I used. So once I put on the wash, it looked like it was the first time I had painted anything. So I had to go back over myself with an olive green and then do light brush strokes over the top of the plates just to make it have more depth. Not that there was anything overly wrong with having the blocky colours, it's just I felt like they needed more life in them, especially with what I wanted to do with the skin. It would have looked very jarring to have those bright green and red colours shining out, and then the amount of effort that I put into the skin later on show through. Would have looked strange, very strange. Like I'd say if I'd handed it to a kid and then gone, "Here you go, paint that." After I'd done all, and then do my bit on it, and then like two different people painting it at once. And for the skin, I wanted to do this like cross-hatching pattern I'd seen a lot of people use on other videos, but they use it for leather with browns, but I wanted to try it with skin tone to see if it gave me more like a lizardy effect almost. So I started off with my base colour obviously, then I got gradually lighter, doing really thin cross-hatch strokes, so crisscrossing over yourself in lighter colours as you go up to the top. I like the way it looks, and I've even included a still right at the end, just so you can see my favourite part, because I didn't actually film myself doing it, which annoyed me, but I did take a picture of it by accident. So yeah, that'll be at the end, after the spinny bit obviously. Once I'd finished the skin, I realised I'd forgotten to do the reds, so I went back over them. Then I added a bunch of different metallics, and finally I give it an oiled earth wash from Vallejo. This was just a final wash to bring everything together and make sure it matched the rest of the models, because that's what I used on them, on the brutes. All in all, I really enjoyed making these. I can't wait to do the next bit. I'm in two minds on whether to concentrate on the toffs or make some artillery for it. Also, I need some fire shaman to go with the wicker man itself. Or there's the weird wooden centipede wicker men things that I said I might make earlier on in the video. It's time for the spinny bit.